It's where we love, laugh, shout and cry. It makes us who we are. But it hasn't always been the cherished institution it is today. To find out how the modern family came to be, a group of parents and kids from across Britain are turning back time to face the same ordeals as millions of others over the past 100 years. In the northern seaside town of Morecambe, the past is coming alive. A row of terrace houses has been turned into time machines to transport our families through the twists and turns of the 20th century. From the age of masters and servants,
I felt a bit emotional because I knew she was there to take the children away. She's quite difficult.
through the roaring 20s, to the Depression.
Anything else is wrong, we need to be sold. The fact that it's in front of the family felt really useless.
From life on the home front to the swinging 60s.
I'm slightly concerned about the length of their skirts.
And we're starting a rebellion right now.
And on to the groovy 70s.
I can give a damn about material things. For me, family is the most important thing.
And the past is about to get personal.
Rather than just living in a museum, we're actually living an ancestor's life. She died of TB consumption.
I'm sorry, quite emotional. We take so much for granted, I think.
We're turning back time to find out how history made the family what it is today. Albert Road, Morecambe, an ordinary British street where three houses are being transformed again into family homes of the 1960s. Our families will arrive into an economic boom with full employment and an explosion of consumer goods. But there's also revolution in the air, and cracks are appearing in the family unit. Our two families are heading to Albert Road, the Meadows from Royal Berkshire. For the last 3 eras, they have toiled in the working class house living just above the poverty line.
It's not washed. Yes, it is. It's got stains on it. Where? I washed it.
Now they are hoping things may be looking up.
Well, it's all feeling very exciting this time, with the girls looking absolutely stunning, all 3 of them look so different to anything we've done before.
Just really down high and wearing nice clothes. I don't get my hopes up. We might be living in an absolute pigsty.
They're joined by the Taylor family from Norfolk. So far, they've lived in the formal upper-middle-class house, separated from their children.
Actually, you wouldn't know your family. You wouldn't know your kids because you never see them.
Michael and Adele are looking forward to what the 60s might have to offer.
The 60s was cool fashion, good music, more family time.
Get to go out together and go and do something really fun. I don't know, some sort of trip out where we're all out together and enjoying ourselves together.
Journalist and mother Susanna Reid will be guiding the families through the era.
The 60s was a treacherous time for the traditional family unit, with teenage rebellion threatening to split the nuclear family apart. It's an exciting time to be a teenager, perhaps not so much for the parents.
Joining her will be social historian Juliet Gardner and antique gadget enthusiast Joe Crowley. The families are in for a surprise upheaval.
Families, welcome back to Albert Road, and it's all changed. It's now the swinging 60s. We have taken another look back at your genealogy, and we have placed you in houses which directly relate to where your families would have lived at the beginning of the 1960s. Meadows. Phil,
By 1953, your maternal grandfather, Reg Turney, was no longer a chauffeur, he was a businessman. So you're now living in the middle-class house.
Taylors. Michael, your grandfather was a motor mechanic, so resolutely working class. So, Taylors, you'll be in the working class house.
Oh, gosh, no.
I'm gonna work.
Teenagers, this was your era. There was a shift in power relations within the family. Teenagers were no longer so dependent on their parents. It was a youthquake.
Once again, the family unit is going to be under pressure. As you can see, the big house has long gone. It's been carved into flats. So you may have some new neighbours. Alright families, it's time to go and look at your new homes.
At number 2 Albert Road, it's a step up for the Meadows. Unlike the past 3 eras, they are surrounded with comfort and the latest technology.
Oh wow! We've got a television.
In the 1960s,
This looks like my parents' house.
consumer goods produced en masse transformed family life.
Oh, I'm moving in here permanently. Oh, these are comfy.
I think it's so we have a TV, record player, drinks cabinet.
Hoovers, fridges, washing machines and irons appeared in homes across the country, creating a domestic haven for housewives.
I've got a kitchen. I'm just so happy. Yes.
Next door at number 3, the Taylors will have to adjust to a working class lifestyle after previously experiencing the high life with staff. Luckily for them, there were jobs for all and a 130% rise in wages over the decade. The working classes really have never had it so good.
It's not bad, it's alright.
It's lovely.
You've got flesh.
It's gonna have a nice kitchen.
Despite falling down the pecking order, the Taylors are taking the move well.
It's alright. You know, I mean, in comparison what it was like in the 1900s as this house, in the Boat House, I think it's actually okay.
It's not homely.
Yeah.
More relaxed.
But Adele, who will have to work in this era, has concerns about how being working parents will affect the family.
I think we'll see less of each other again, and that's what is bothering me.
A new family are arriving on Albert Road, with high expectations for a new life. Brother and sister Jonathan and Rachel Hawkes have come to sample the life of a Caribbean immigrant family. By the end of the 60s, nearly 500,000 people from the Caribbean had emigrated to the UK.
Why do they come to this country? To find jobs and better opportunities. And because, as British subjects, they look on Britain as their second home.
In parts of the Caribbean, there was 40% unemployment. But in booming Britain, there was a severe labour shortage, and Commonwealth subjects were encouraged to come over to the mother country to work.
London Transport has a highly successful scheme which recruits bus conductors from Barbados. Candidates are chosen on the island.
Usually the men came first, with the aim of earning enough money to be able to bring the rest of the family over. This was known as chain migration. The Hawks from Dulwich, South London, are so close they even have their own family band. Student Rachel and music teacher Jonathan's grandparents migrated from Jamaica in the late 50s. Sadly, both have since died.
It would be great to get a virtual feel of stepping into my granddad's footsteps and trying to understand what he was going through. Really get a sense of what the atmosphere was like.
Initially, they will be travelling to Albert Road on their own without younger sister Hayley and mum Sandra.
I can't tell you how nice this is, Mum.
Thank you so much.
Their grandparents are not here to relive and to share experiences. I think that's important, knowing who you are. And that's why important going back into the 60s. Wow, they're going to get who they are.
I wish I was a teenager in the 60s. Probably wouldn't have been the same for a black girl as it was for a white girl, but at the same time, the culture, the creativity, the music, the fashion, that was the best period in my opinion.
Their grandparents, Hazel Adams and Ralph Vaughan Morgan, came to Britain when they were in their 20s. Back on Albert Road, Jonathan and Rachel need to find a flat to rent, like their grandfather did.
I said
no Irish, no dogs, no colours.
Despite the fact that they were invited to the UK, Caribbean families often face a very hostile reception.
I can't let you in. I can't let you in.
Colored people, you can get them all out of the country, and as soon as you can get them out, the better I'll be pleased. I'll tell you that.
For many immigrants, this open racism meant it was a real struggle to find a decent place to live.
If I had a house to let to the terrace, I should think twice about letting it to a coloured person. How would you like it if a house next door to you was taken by a coloured person?
On Albert Road, there is only one option for the Hawks.
Room to let.
yay!
Jonathan and Rachel are moving into number 1, the big house, where the Taylors once lived. In this era, many big properties were split up into flats due to high taxation for the wealthy.
I can't believe someone would rent the place out like this. Because I wouldn't. Not a dust in this place. I can't sleep in this. It's not the way I've been brought up.
As so many landlords refused to rent their properties to immigrants, those that did often exploited them, charging them high rents for little more than dives.
Can't have my mother, come in and stay in a place like this. It's dirty. I'll have to clean it for her. I have to.
I don't know how they did it. Can you imagine them on the ship just, leaving their lives behind and then walking into this country where there's banners saying, go back to where you came from and no colours here.
I think some people would have come here and completely regretting coming over because they were led on to maybe believe that they were wanted here, and then the reality was that actually this is quite, for some, an unwelcoming place.
Next door, Joe Crowley has arrived with news that will shake up the Meadows family.
It is a time of change, particularly looking at you two.
Young people are asserting themselves. There's much more freedom, much more independence.
Brilliant.
You're now going to be working in a boutique in Morecambe, so you'll be earning a wage. Okay.
And with that newfound freedom comes this. Your own flat.
What, with me as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's time to spread your wings, exactly. How does that feel?
I got my own place.
You're breaking free. Sex, drink, rock and roll.
Sorry.
Just stop it. Don't encourage it. I'm just saying how it was.
For 60 years, the Meadows have overcome everything history had to throw at them.
Right, deep. Team, family.
They got through it by working as a close family team.
Oh my, what a rotten song. What a rotten singer too.
Girls are going to be moving out tomorrow. They're breaking down that family unit. It's one thing me and Susie may struggle with just a bit.
The concept of the teenager had only just been invented. With full employment pulling everyone into the economic boom, most teens had jobs, earning an average of £150 a week in today's money. 70% of their wages was disposable income. giving them freedom that today's teens can only dream of. Saskia and Genevieve are heading off to work at the local boutique. With the school leaving age at 15, even Genevieve could have worked full-time. Now that teenagers had money to burn, fashion was created explicitly for them. But before they can start selling the clothes, the girls have to look the part.
Genevieve Meadows, featuring the 1960s cocktail dress. It's been well. That looks really pretty.
For the past 6 decades, Saskia and Genevieve have been wearing the same clothes as their mum. Now boutique owner Amanda wants to help them get the look.
It's very short.
Yeah. They were though, they were very short.
Yeah. So
the shorter the better.
So they would try and not wear what your mother wanted to wear in those days.
It was a chance for teenagers to get their own identity. We've just come out to work, now we're going back with self-makeup on, straw tight dresses on. Dad is not going to be impressed. Oh, I just stuck that in my eye.
I feel like I've got more freedom by having my own job, getting my own money. I don't need to rely on my mum and dad to do that for me.
Back on Albert Road, the Taylor children are also enjoying a newfound freedom that their working class status brings. The children have been used to severe formality, schooled by nannies.
Remember that children should be seen and not heard. You do not disturb Mama and Papa downstairs.
Now they are making the most of having the run of the house.
Can we not jump on the furniture, please? This era gives the kids freedom to play. And I almost feel like because we're working class, no one's expecting anything.
Everybody's allowed to talk to each other and stuff, so it's not strict. Yeah, they get more freedom.
It's the family that I recognise, the hubbub and the chaos.
Two doors down, the newcomers, Rachel and Jonathan, haven't spoken to anyone else all day. And with their families separated, Rachel has no choice but to take on her mother's role.
Rachel doesn't have the experience my mum does to pretty much all the cooking.
This is a garlic, isn't it? This is garlic. I know this is garlic. I like cooking, but I've been told that it's not very good, so, I usually let other people cook.
Hopefully I'll eat some of it. Fingers crossed.
Okay, I think that'll be enough garlic.
The Meadows girls are back from work and are ready to show off their new youthful looks.
Hi.
Oh that smells lovely, Mummy.
Oh my word! You went out looking perfectly sober and you come home looking absolutely amazing. Mummy,
Are you slightly concerned about the length of their skirts?
Well, they're a tad short.
I don't mind it being that short.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get long dresses and now we'll stick the hair up.
We don't have any.
This is what we wear.
This is our new outfits now. We're starting the rebellion right now.
I'm sorry, but I got
Not too loud, Genevieve, not too loud.
I actually can imagine that parents of teenage children in the 60s would have been absolutely aghast at what their kids were wearing and their behaviour. It would have been so alien.
The Rolling Stones, and here they come right now.
It's their last night together before the girls move out.
It's been a really bit of a head twist this one because we're comfortable with it and we want to encourage them to be away. And it's good that they're being independent and we're proud of them that they're making that step away. But on the other hand, we don't really want them to go. I'm not sure that Genevieve's ready.
Oh, here's the words of rubbish, man.
Next door at the Taylors, it's their first family night in together for 60 years. By the end of the 60s, nearly everyone had a black and white TV. But the fact that most people only had one meant that all the family watched the same thing.
It's a big thing for us throughout our history so far. We've been separated out, we've all gone off, and either to war, evacuated, or they were upstairs with the nanny. And so it is a big deal for us. It's been a big deal for us to have tea together. It's been a big deal for us to sit here. Was you scared of Mr. Flogger? No.
He looks funny.
Yeah, it's still not cooked through. Still words.
Back at the Hawks, their night in alone is getting worse.
We either have light or electricity.
Can you turn on the hob, and then I'll let you know which ones have blown.
Okay.
Yes.
Nothing works properly in their rundown flat, and dinner is starting to look unlikely.
Yeah?
Right, that's back on. Turn on another one.
Oh, John, the one that was fine is gone off. At the moment I'm feeling quite isolated. Obviously it's just Jonathan and I, so we haven't really spoken to anyone else in the neighbourhood, haven't really seen anyone.
Alright, so let's just make a small one.
What? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, for now.
For now. I'm feeling really homesick, so I can't even imagine how homesick my grandparents would have felt, knowing that their family is so far away in a completely different country. So comfortable.
It's been harsh for the new arrivals, and something's been playing on Jonathan's mind all day.
Seeing the sign, no blacks, no colourettes, no dogs, all that stuff. I honestly didn't think it would affect me as much as it did, but it really got to me, and they're actually really quite angry. Thinking about somebody actually having to come over here and seeing a sign like that, feeling absolutely disgusted, yet still having to pick themselves up and carry on.
Next day on Albert Road, and the girls are about to move into their new flat.
I'm excited, but yeah, I'm upset that I have to part from you too, because you're my mum and my dad, and I love you. So, and I'm so used to we're so used to living as a family that all of a sudden I've got my own place, and I am excited because it's exciting, new.
I love you, and I don't want you to go.
Saskia!
Just two things. Don't go over the top with your new freedom and being able to drink and go to parties and not have to come in and worry with your two parents going, what time do you call this?
Yeah.
Don't go over the top with this.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, you are going to have to look after Genevieve. She does need looking after still. You know what she's like. Yeah, baby, but not too hard on the party.
I
love you so much.
I love you.
Let's go. Good luck. Bye, I love you.
Good luck, guys.
Bye, guys.
The girls aren't going far. They're moving next door to a bedsit directly below the Hawks.
You don't mean that. You don't mean that.
I don't mean that.
Well, long walk, guys. Just open the
It's almost unthinkable that a 15-year-old would move out of home today, but it was surprisingly common in the 1960s when teenagers moved to the cities to take up jobs and apprenticeships.
Why is there holes in the walls?
Right, this is lovely.
For middle-class youth of the 60s, the bohemian nature of bedsits is exactly what appealed, it was a world away from the stuffy confines of the parental home.
I think I prefer our house. Don't you, Sask?
Just a bit. This is horrible. This is dirty and
And the girls will have to share the bathroom with the other tenants.
Are you kidding me? This is disgusting.
I'm so desperate for a wage. I can't go in there. Look at it.
This is not good. That means we have to go to Mum and Dad's every time we need a wee.
You can't do that.
I'm not going to the
toilet. Go down. I want to be independent.
I'm not. I don't care. I don't want to be that independent.
It was a bit cold though, isn't it? This is not home. I'm starting to miss my mum and sister as well. It's like, when are they coming?
Upstairs, Jonathan and Rachel have the added pressure of having to earn enough money not only to pay the rent, but also to save up to reunite the family.
West Indians also help to keep the transport services moving.
So Jonathan is following in the footsteps of many immigrants recruited to work on Britain's transport systems.
Oh, so can I have your bag? It's alright, okay, thank you.
Some immigrants, like school teacher Jonathan, were professionals, but in order to survive, had to accept jobs for which they were overqualified.
Can I have your bags? Is that alright?
It doesn't take long for Jonathan to feel their frustration.
For me, it kind of feels like my head's going to explode because I know that I can be doing something which I've worked so hard on. Okay, have a lovely trip. Take care. Very frustrating. The fact that you are more of a skilled worker and that you have much more to offer this country.
Rachel is working as a cleaner at the local council offices. Because of the necessity of making money quickly, many immigrants couldn't afford to study or train and were often forced to accept low-paid, unskilled jobs.
Immigrants generally seem to start a lot lower than others because they have to kind of go through this test of endurance.
For Rachel, the reality of life as a new immigrant in the 60s is hitting home.
Being in the same circumstance for a long time would be quite soul-destroying and really, I think, crippling on self-esteem.
The Meadows girls' only concern is making their bedsit more swinging.
I do like doing the twins up and, making it my own, and, Mum can't go, oh, Jenna, you can't put that there, or Jenna, that doesn't go there, or something like that, because I can just put it wherever I want, because it's mine.
No. I think it's quite cool. It's just a bit cramped, a bit small. Since you've got the posters up and I've been a bit more proactive, had a change of heart, I'm enjoying it now.
Phil Meadows is following in the footsteps of his businessman grandfather, Reginald Turney.
It's very powerful, 4.2 litre engine, goes 150 miles an hour.
In an era when car ownership more than doubled, he is running a car showroom.
It goes 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds, I think it is. I can show you on the brochure. So it flies.
But racy cars can't distract him from his worries about his racy teenagers.
Don't drive it off without me.
No.
I can relate to what was going on in the 60s. If you had parents from the war that were so marked by that experience, and the youth wanted to go out and party and spend that money that they had and wear those clothes that they can buy, would just be so frustrated by the way their parents were pulling them down. Did you think that used to be rationing just 5 years ago? Did you just all that? No wonder that kids wanted to get away from it.
Phil's next-door neighbour, Michael Taylor, is also doing his grandfather's job, working as a motor mechanic. In previous eras, the Taylors lived the upper middle class life of their relative, mill manager William Bennett. Now they are following a different line, that of grandfather John Joseph Taylor.
You should be able to take it out and undo it with your fingers. Unfortunately, I didn't know my grandfather very well, but to know he did a job like this, and worked and earned a living to keep his family going, and that's what I do. You have to do, that's what I'm doing it at the moment. The 1900 mill manager, I couldn't connect with that man at all. I couldn't connect with the idea of sitting around and being waited on and being looked after.
Michael's granddad, John Joseph Taylor, was a skilled worker who would have earned a good wage. In the 1960s, the pay gap between the middle and working classes was smaller than ever before.
It's usually be like one there, one there, one there, one there. So I see myself as working class, so in the 1960s, I feel at home here.
Oh gosh, this rice isn't rice anymore, it's pasta.
Back at number 1 Albert Road, historian Juliet has arrived with Charlie Phillips, a family friend of the Hawks, to share his experiences as a first-generation immigrant.
Charlie! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Not too bad.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah. This brings flashbacks. When I first came here, this is what we used to live on. The family of 4 used to live in a room like this, you know? And never imagined that really brings flashbacks. Yeah.
Why did
this is part of my history, you know? Part of my life.
Charlie arrived from Jamaica at the age of 10 in the late 50s. He grew up in Notting Hill, London, and became a photographer documenting immigrant life.
Your parents must have had such a struggle coming over here as immigrants.
It was a big cultural shock. All the other kids on my street were very curious of me. They'd come up and touch your ear and say, oh, you got ear like steel wool. Some of the kids thought we were from the jungle. You used to get called like Sambo or Gollywog. And sometimes I had to get in fights and we had to fight my way out of certain situations as well, yeah? Unfortunately, some of us became demoralized, like myself.
Which is dreadful. I mean, Britain has a lot to be ashamed of.
How did you react to that? We had to overcome it. The only thing that could unite the family was listening to, you know, music. In most radio stations, you couldn't get music that we liked. You know, we weren't the Fats Domino, the Platters, Little Richards. And we used to play them at these house parties as well. We never had access to clubs or entertainment. That was the only thing that brought us socially together as well, you know? Music is the soul of life.
Oh, I see. Take care. See you soon.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got to go, yeah?
I'm in awe of the fact that despite this experience, you know, they kept going. They kept going. You know, it shaped who they were as people. It shaped Grandad to be so strong.
Inspired by Charlie and in the hope of lifting their spirits, the Hawks are on the hunt for some music.
Do you have any record players?
We do. We have one just down there, by the window.
Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. We'll take the record player and records. Thank you. Bye. Oh, that's very nice. Only you can think of zero.
This would have made life bearable.
Only you. Why you are my destiny.
The Marathon House looks crap now because...
Not right now.
No, I don't notice
That's
the walls so
fine.
much.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Beautiful.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm so happy right now.
Same.
Always one sock in, there goes a wandering. No problem.
Adele is working at the local laundrette. It's the first time she's had a job since she came to Albert Road.
This time I've got a purpose. I'm working and bringing money into the house. My biggest issue has always been being still. I hate sitting around thinking about things. I'd rather be busy and occupied.
The first laundrette opened in 1949, and by the 60s they were hugely popular. With the cost of a washing machine beyond many working class families, laundrettes became important social centres. So Adele has brought the kids with her.
Yeah, just brilliant. Put the lid down. And the scoop's got to go.
Adele may be happy that this is more akin to her modern day life, but this wasn't what 1960s women aspired to.
I don't have to employ anybody to look after them. Not a stuffy place where they would just have to sit like them in a charging around like bad films today. So, yeah, it feels really nice having them at work. The hippie
Being a domestic goddess, or whatever term you want to use, it's not rewarding enough. In the 60s, if I'd been a woman around then, I would not have been happy.
Susie may not be enjoying it, but being the perfect housewife was seen as immensely desirable.
Considering how much time every housewife spends there, the kitchen is the most important room in the house.
Keeping yourself and your house beautiful were what most middle-class housewives were expected to dream of.
I struggled with 1960s woman. I am not that person. I actually was happier, bizarrely, as a woman in the 1940s because I had a job, I had a purpose.
Get all your stuff! Come on, guys! Get all your stuff together!
Susie has the added pressure of hosting a dinner party tonight for her neighbours, the Taylors.
Do you think you'll actually get your hair done?
No, Phil, do you know what? Hair done is the least of my aggravations at the moment. I'm struggling with a souffle, sweetie, because I've done it wrong.
Despite her desire to impress, the preparations are running behind schedule.
Might be okay.
So you don't think it's going to happen?
Probably not, unless you want to come down and do my hair right now as we're speaking. Do you know what? I'm starting again. I think that tells him, doesn't it?
While Mum is stressed over the dinner party, Saskia is making her own plans for the evening.
Hi.
I'm Saskia, Emily's sister. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Jonathan.
Rachel.
Awesome. We're going to a club this evening and we wondered if you'd like to join us.
Yeah, why not? We'll come. Okay, cool.
Yeah? So we'll see you in a bit.
See you later. All right.
See you in a bit. Bye.
The teenagers are planning their first visit to a nightclub, free from parental influence.
They're rebelling from what they're being allowed to do, and they would have not just rebelled a little bit, they would have wanted to go over the top to shove it in everyone else's faces.
Saskia has asked 15-year-old Megan Taylor to join them on their night out on the town.
Stay upstairs. Very much. Very nice. You stay upstairs.
The 60s saw the opening of the first nightclubs, where DJs replaced live bands, creating a totally different vibe to traditional dance halls.
Perhaps some of us are just getting old and crusty and forgetting what it meant to be young and active in every sort of way.
Let's not stop him.
21st century, their parents can get in touch whenever they want. But in a time without mobiles, no one can keep tabs on them.
It feels nice to be out here without our parents, having a good time dancing, having a taste of real life and freedom and, you know, independence, giving me an excitement of being an adult future.
Yeah, it's so good. Shake it, baby.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
No. Go through it now. Thank you.
Hello.
Right. Look at this, it looks very grand.
This is the wine of the moment.
Right.
Apparently it's going to be the rage.
Wow, thank you. I'm impressed. It does look very, very good.
Right,
And the
orange
orange matches your orange.
Yeah, do you like that? Yeah, the coordination of the old colours there.
Did you get a man in for that, or did you do it yourself?
We did a lot of jobs ourselves. We like to be keeping with modern times, so we're going around getting everything updated. And
Dinner served, chaps, dinner served.
This is for Johnson.
Susie's dinner party is going swimmingly, but thoughts soon turn to their teenagers out on the town.
I must admit, I do feel that Saskia is actually leading our daughter.
Do you? Well, actually, my
We'll stand
daughter's
behind
was near her knees. Genevieve, however, is up round her base now. It's now a belt. Very spongy, showing quite, but we are kind of in further. Oh no. Get that chastity belt out.
So you do know where they've gone tonight, don't you?
I think they've gone out dancing.
Right?
That's all I know. Because I have been away from them today. I have no idea what they're doing.
I don't know who else they're with.
At the nightclub, the 15-year-olds are getting acquainted with the locals.
Hi, hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you.
She's hanging out at the bar. I've never really seen my sister in a club. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, and you can come to Jottie's Vintage anytime.
She's such a lynx.
everybody said, what are the girls doing now? You know, where are they? Who are they with? And you can't know. I can't really on their mobiles because we don't have mobiles. So there's some real twisted emotions going on in my head at the moment. So what my true emotions are, I just can't work it out. I cannot work it out in my own head.
Next morning, Phil and Susie have put their concerns about the teens aside and are planning to spend the day out together.
I think they're coping. They're not asking us for food or moaning about their conditions. So, you know, they're going for it. And the fact they've got their own paddling is just, as I would be when I was their age, very excited about it.
However, after 2 nights in their bedsit, the Meadows girls are losing the spirit of teenage rebellion.
I'd quite like to go home, really. I don't want to be a rebel. Do you want to be a rebel, Saskia?
I think it's a great idea, and you get all excited about it.
Until you actually move out.
And then it all becomes very realistic when I'm having to sleep in here.
I don't want to be completely free, because then who's going to look after us?
I am the world's worst rebellious teenager.
It is quite funny.
Teenagers back then probably didn't have much of a relationship with their parents. They might not have been so, like, laid back.
Believing the girls are now happily independent, Phil and Susie are off to do their own thing.
It's a really nice day for a picnic. I'm glad we decided to come.
I mean, this is a real treat for us because we've actually got a bit of time to ourselves. I mean, this type of thing we just didn't do in any previous eras.
No, we've just had too much work to do. We've been too busy. But this is quite nice too.
The Taylors also have leisure time to fill. After a night round at the meadows, they're keeping up with the neighbours by indulging in the latest 1960s fad, DIY.
You take pride in your home, don't you? You want it to be the best it can be for your family.
With a boom in home ownership and a rise in disposable income, everyone wanted to stamp their own identity on their homes.
We find we can be a little more individual if we look at ourselves.
You hung it upside down. Roses grow like that, and ours are growing that way.
I don't know about the flowers.
That's
it's just the round bit.
This is why divorce started to happen from the 1960s onwards.
Next door, Phil and Susie have returned from their picnic to a surprise.
Phil, children are home. I'm very pleased to see you.
Are you?
Yes, as long as you don't make a mess of my kitchen.
You know you're welcome any time. How much are you paying for that?
No, we're staying home now.
No, you can't stay.
Here we are, yeah. We didn't like it.
I thought you wanted to move out and be independent. Mum, stop throwing us away.
I can't believe this conversation was going on. I was so excited to come home.
Oh, well, we would be... No, the thing is, Saskia, we don't want you to miss an opportunity of having some fun and being independent.
Let's go through them and see if we look at it later on today.
We have to wash up in the toilet.
Shared toilet.
A shared toilet with the rest of the flat.
You guys have really offended us. You do know that, don't you?
Whilst parents and teens clash at the meadows, Rachel and Jonathan are bringing a little bit of Jamaica to Morecambe by hosting a house party.
Always good to have a party. Before we invite them round and introduce them to our world and a bit of our culture. We've got the Guinness punch.
New arrivals from the Caribbean were often excluded from clubs and pubs, so they made their own entertainment at home. The Taylors continue to have it good. They're going on their first family holiday.
Oh, this will be lovely.
During this era of prosperity, holiday entitlement doubled, so many families could enjoy the luxury of 3 weeks off a year.
That view is gorgeous. It is incredible. I love it. Life's good.
Caravan camping is the do-it-yourself holiday made easy.
Caravanning was one of the unheralded success stories of the 60s. By the end of the decade, more than half the population had been on a caravanning holiday.
You're working hard, but you're working hard to get actually something quite nice at the end of it. So that at the weekend you can go and have a good time with your family, and you save up hard so you can go away and have a holiday with your family and time out from your normal mundane sort of existence. So I think for a family like ours, a caravan would have been the ideal answer. The idea is about everybody being happy, having some free time, spending it together and actually enjoying yourself. It is beautiful, it really is beautiful here.
Cheers.
I don't mean to worry
Where's the
about
best of your skirt?
Back at the Hawks, the party is in full swing.
So, how are you finding it over here? Do you all live here? You never know what to expect nowadays.
However, there is a surprise in store. Mum Sandra and Sister Hayley have arrived in Morecambe.
We're really close as a family, and we've been away from them for a while, so I just want to make sure that they're okay.
Once immigrants were established in the UK, they could fend for the rest of the family. By the end of the 1960s, women and children made up 75% of new immigrants. Mum Sandra has high hopes of where she's heading to.
I expect the place to be in a way that I would be ashamed if anybody came around. to visit us, so I like it. You know, they know I like my place to be nice and clean. I hope, you know, they've made it homely. They know what I'm like. So, yeah. It better be good.
Won't get you into his arms. So if you're looking for a love, then you can share. All you gotta do is hold him and kiss him and squeeze him and love him. Yeah, just do it. And after you do, you will be his.
Is this it? Okay. Oh my God, the place is so dirty. Oh wow. Is this where they live in? No carpet on the floor. Oh God, you could sleep, please. You will be here.
And drive me crazy. Gonna teach you always to sleep away. I really don't know. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my God!
Are you alright?
You look so beautiful!
Are you okay? Oh my God! Are you alright? This is where you've been living. Oh Jesus! Baby! No, it's a show, isn't it?
This is our mum, by the way, yeah.
This is our mum.
These are some friends we've made.
Yeah.
You're sleeping in here. You've been living and sleeping in here. The two of you. It's really hard. Am I going to be staying here?
I know, yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Are you gonna... What? Not in this room. I'm going to be staying in this room.
Is there no bedrooms or?
This is it, plus the kitchen. It was alright for us camping out, but now you've come here, it's like, oh my gosh, you realise how crap this is. I'm sorry, it's not good enough for you at all. Oh my gosh.
Was it this bad for black people in the 60s?
For a lot of people, it was this bad.
Really?
Yeah. Some of the shock Caribbean.
You want to be with your family and be together, but I think it would have been a big shock. You have this big massive expectation about, oh, you're coming to England and the motherland, and then when you actually get to the home where you're staying, and then you think, oh my God, oh my goodness, is this how bad it is? Wow, why did I come?
The Meadows have retreated downstairs to the bedsit.
That was a bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah.
I was just getting going. I found that quite shocking. I wanted to kind of go up and say to her, it's going to be okay, as soon as she walked in the door. Because that was so real, raw emotion. Would have never changed places with the daughter. I felt so sorry for her because her mum's come over. She would want her mum, as I would, to walk in and be proud of where she is.
I feel so embarrassed now, like, I'm so sorry.
Anyway, what can we do?
Better you're here now.
Family hug.
It does feel as though you haven't really given her a proper shot. You're just going, no, I don't like this. We're going home because it's warm at home, it's clean at home.
The Meadows have called a family meeting to discuss whether the girl should move back.
It's not the reason that it's disgusting and it's only one toilet to share. It's not that at all. It's just the fact that we want to be here with you guys. That's the only reason we're back.
I think in the 60s, Dad and I would have been far less easy company.
With my mum and dad, I felt like I was so different. You know when you feel like you must have been adopted? That's how I felt about my parents when I was their age. They're not in that situation.
And the idea of me moving out right now,
as an 18-year-old in the 21st century would not be an option.
If you're not ready to move out, which it seems you're not, you don't have to move out.
I can still be rebellious at home.
No, you can't. You do, yes, I can.
No. I'm so happy to be at home.
We're happy to have you guys.
Go and get your things then.
Home time. I'm quite disappointed in myself, but now I feel like I'm not really ready to leave home and move out and kind of live my own individual life. I think it's just the idea of having to move out and fend for yourself that frightens you.
I'm not ready for them to move out, so I'm just quite happy that they're coming home and we can have a little bit of control for a little bit longer. I think that the 60s would have been a very difficult time if your kids were rebelling and wanting to be independent and you had to say goodbye to them. It must have been very difficult for those parents.
We're home!
Hello, girls.
Hello.
Hello, babies.
Yeah, this is the job. No.
I've got the children fighting in the bathroom as we speak, which is fabulous. Oh no. Guys! Shut up!
It's been a long midnight students. The place has got to be clean before you cook.
Next door, Rachel and Jonathan are relieved that their family are also reunited.
Not having our mum and our sister there, it was like, how are we going to do this, you know? And then when to see them, it was like this massive load kind of been shuffled off from my shoulders. Family brings a sense of security. Family is everything, and it's a heritage that I really want to honour in the 21st century.
Next day, and it's a momentous one for Albert Road. To celebrate their girls' homecoming, the middle-class Meadows are inviting all the neighbours over to watch the most important match of English football ever.
Hey, that's great, Mum.
The 1966 World Cup Final.
I'm really excited, actually.
I've made a bet with the local betting club that England are going to win. Put £1 million on it, Mum. Hold it down. I'll hold it up.
The families are coming together. Just like many did on the afternoon of the final.
Would you like a drink?
Oh, Guinness, please. Do you want to take them through?
Okay.
Thanks very much. Hi there, darling. Nice to see you again.
You alright? Oh, I love the setup. This is beautiful. Come on, England!
32.5 million people, a British record, watched the events unfold.
Bobby Moore is fouled by Oberon.
What was that?
Jeff has put England level.
As the era draws to a close, how has it been for our families?
Has your family survived the 60s?
It has. It's been about family time. We've had lots and lots of time to spend as a family. It's been quite good for the Taylor family, considering we've moved down in the world.
It meant that we were all together and enjoying life together, which is what family is what it's about.
Everything about it just seems ideal. This is what I'd aspire to as a modern mum, to live like this.
With that superb shot, England are in the lead.
Whilst we know that at some point the kids will be moving out, because obviously they're getting older, they'll want to fly the nest. I can't imagine them just saying, okay then, bye, and us not seeing them for months and months and months. When they do go, I'm probably going to be bereft, actually, because I will I'll have so much less to do.
Final whistle only seconds away. England get the ball upfield, and Hurst goes through on his own.
They thought it was a neighbour. It is now.
Thought we were going to experience a swing in the 60s, and it wasn't swing at all. It's definitely hit home the realism of struggle, and I think I'll definitely go back to the 21st century appreciating that heritage.
Must have been a really painful time to have to revisit, in a sense, what the immigrant experience could have been like in the 60s.
As soon as I walked in and absorbed the atmosphere, I really could appreciate the fact that Afro-Caribbeans would have felt a tremendous weight on their shoulders, a tremendous amount of responsibility. I just have complete respect for people who make the most out of their circumstances, and as a result and over time show that they have progressed, whether it's as a people or as a family.
Next time, it's the groovy 1970s. But there are shocks in store for new arrivals on Albert Road.
I mean, look at that. You don't want that outside your house. It's disgusting.
The men have to learn to cope with women's lib.
What do you reckon, Megan? Thank you.
Whilst power cuts and strikes cause mayhem for everyone.
It's like being back in the 1900s with better clothes.
Thank you for the day.
Contemporary art on Clydeside later. BBC One explores the grit and glamour of Glasgow. Imagine after the news. It's a frantic race to the finish for 2012 on BBC Two with help from Dame Tanni Grey-Thompson now. And Olympic memories on BBC Four, the story of a dramatic 100-metres final.